What is up, guys? It's the NJB here, and today I'm just gonna make a short video talking about the Champions League predictions for today and tomorrow. So this is kind of last minute, but I know I've been, I guess, a little bit busy. I've had a lot of work to do, so I kind of wanted to just make a video. Didn't want to keep not doing football videos. So I'm back with another one, and today I'm gonna just talk about who I think is gonna go through, and yeah, let's get right into it. So the first game I'm going to talk about is Barcelona versus United. So honestly, I do think the first leg Barca could have played a little better. I feel like they've been kind of weird in Champions League. I mean, I'd say mainly against Lyon. Lyon did hold. City wasn't able to beat them, so we do know that they are a good team and they're not a team that we should underestimate. But I feel like a team like Barca should have just beaten them both times. So you can kind of see from that game that Barca does kind of struggle with good teams, at least away from home. But at home, they thrashed them. I believe they beat Lyon by like 5 or more goals, if I remember rightfully. Don't remember the score exactly, but I do remember it was like an absolute hammering. But the thing is that it came after the first leg, and that's after Barcelona was able to play at home, or when they were able to play at home. So I think Barca will defeat Man U, and I think they will get through. And I think the scoreline, I don't think it's going to be as big as their game against Lyon. I think they'll probably beat them by, let's say, at least 3 goals, because Barca can turn it around. Also, United's tactics have not really been too convincing to me. I mean, the way they lost twice against Wolves, I understand Wolves is a good team that has given all the top teams in England a tough time, but I feel like you should at least be able to tie or beat them at least once, and United just weren't able to do that. To me, it just shows that the tactics in United just aren't there. They are doing well, and they are doing better than they did with, let's say, Mourinho and Van Gaal, but it's still pretty evident that the reason that they play well is mainly because Oli is able to get the best out of their best players. That would be Pogba, Rashford, Martial, just those types of players. So depending on how well they play, it's kind of gonna feed into how well they do against Barcelona. Also, I think McTominay will also be pretty good. He does play pretty well, and I am a fan of him. I do think he's going to be a pretty good player when he gets older, but honestly, I do not think they're going to do that well against Barca. And it's mainly just because Barca plays very, very well at home, and Barca have a combination of great players and great tactics. Everyone on Barcelona knows where to be at the right time. They have Messi and Suarez. I just don't think that United really stand that much of a chance. I think they'll put up a good fight. Maybe they might score a goal, but I do think Barca will at least score 3 goals or more on them. So that's my prediction for Barca versus Man United. Now, the next game I want to talk about is Juve and Ajax. So with this one, I'm not too confident, but I do want to say who I think should win or is going to win, even though I'm not very confident in my predictions, because Ajax is proving to be a lot tougher than they were before. So first of all, they did beat Real Madrid 4-1 in Madrid, so that's good. And I do think, I don't want to take anything away from Ajax's great win over them, but I do want to remind people that Real Madrid is having one of the worst seasons they've had in a long time. Probably one of the worst in their history. So beating this Real Madrid team isn't really that much of a triumph, because teams like Eibar beating them like 3-0 in the early stages of the season. So I did congratulate Ajax for it, but I didn't think of it like that much of a great triumph. But the way they played against Juventus in the first leg, it does show that they are good and they are playing well and they are playing like a top team in Europe, which they are, in my opinion. The way they're able to step up and look like the better side and just dominate possession, create good chances. They have players like Naras just taking shots from all angles, taking on players, taking on Juve's tough defense, and I think they have some of the best defenders in Europe at the moment. I think that's good. And I think Ajax are just showing that they're not afraid to challenge the big teams, and they can. And I do think it's possible that they can win. But I really think that Juventus is the team that's going to take this tie. Because, first of all, Juventus are just purely unstoppable whenever they attack and whenever they play very aggressive. I mean, we've seen this last season when they played Real Madrid in the second leg. I mean, Madrid beat them 3-0 at home, and then they went to the Bernabeu and scored 3 goals on Real Madrid, and Real Madrid did not look like they were ready for it. But once Juve scored their 3rd goal and they were even on aggregate, they took the foot off the gas. They let Real Madrid get back into the match. Madrid created more chances. Madrid got some corners. They conceded a penalty, and then they lost the match. And Madrid went to the next round. So this is the problem with Juventus. They seem to like to play their style of play, and the only time that they play really offensive and they actually change how they play is when they have to. We saw it this season against Atletico. They lost 2-0 in Atletico in Madrid, and then in the other leg, they had to fight to come back. So they did. They were unstoppable while doing it. I think Juve are probably one of the better attacking teams probably on the planet, in my opinion, when they want to be. But the problem is they only do that when they want to, or when they have to be more precise. And that's the thing. At the moment, they don't have to do that. Ajax and Juventus are tied in aggregate, and Juventus have the away goal. So if the game ends 0-0, Juventus go through. And I think Juventus know this, and Allegri knows this. So what we have to see is he going to send his team out to go and get more goals? Because if I was the coach, that's what I would do. This Ajax team is not something you want to mess around with, and it's a team that you really want to beat to keep them down, to suppress them, and make sure that they don't surprise you with anything, because that's what they can do. But I'm not sure Allegri is that kind of coach. I mean, Ajax, even if they have proven themselves to be a very formidable opponent for pretty much any team they play against, and knocking out Real Madrid definitely makes them appear as a very good opponent, I still feel like the Juventus coach still feels that they are still like an average team, even though they are good. And I feel like he's still gonna go out and have his team play the same way. If the scoreline is the same, it will go to extra time and penalties. And I feel like if it does go to extra time, I'm not sure. I was about to say Juventus would go through, but I do think that this Ajax team, I feel like they have the energy, they have the fitness, and they have the drive to continue going through. So I did say that I wasn't sure. I can't really say confidently who I think will win, but I do want to give it to Juventus. I do think that Ronaldo will pull it through, and I think he will be the main deciding factor. And I think that's a bad thing that Juventus are depending on one player, but then again, you have to look at other areas of the pitch. The defenders are playing really well. Bernardeschi was playing out of his skin against Atletico, and everyone else was doing what they had to. I would say Mandzukic and Bernardeschi, they're not really players you expect to score a lot of goals. Mandzukic doesn't score plenty of goals in the league, neither does Bernardeschi. Ronaldo is the only one who does. So I think it would be smarter if Juventus tried to utilize Dybala and Ronaldo, maybe have them do link-up plays. Dybala could play like false 9. That would be my suggestion, but I doubt that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Mandzukic is probably going to start. Depending how fit Douglas Costa is, I feel like he would start over Bernardeschi, and I think that is for the better because he is a better attacker. Bernardeschi's great, don't get me wrong, but I think Douglas Costa is just a better player to use, especially against a team like Ajax, which is very agile and very energetic. I think Douglas Costa is the better option. But overall, I do think Juventus will pull through, and I think Ronaldo would give them the edge, just like he has done for Real Madrid. And yeah, so I'm still kind of 50-50 on it, but I don't want to be someone who's on the fence, so I'm going to say Juventus for this one. So just to sum it up, Barca will beat Man United, at least by 3 goals. Man U might get 1 goal in there, but I don't think that they're going to give Barca too many problems. I could be wrong. This Champions League year, I have been so in my predictions. I do think Juventus will take the trophy overall, but just for today, I'm going to say Barca is going to beat Man U, Juventus is going to beat Ajax, and those are my predictions. So I will try and have another video out there, probably by the end of today. Today my time. For you guys in Europe or anywhere else is probably going to be tomorrow, but probably have another video with the next game's predictions, and then maybe I'll do another one talking about the next round's predictions, because they changed it this year. I didn't believe it at first, but I looked it up. So this year there isn't going to be a semifinal draw. It's just going to be winners of one section play the winners of the other section. So personally, I wish we still had the draw. I like the excitement of not knowing who's going to play who next, but whatever. I guess it is what it is. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Tell me what you guys think about my predictions below. It's been a while since I made a video, so I don't think I was able to get like all my ideas out the way I wanted them to, but I think my predictions kind of just tell you guys what I'm thinking of and what I think was going to happen. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, mates.